Star 969, good morning at your More Music Request Workday. All thanks to Petter Suspension of Brakes and Tyre Right. Alice Springs, you're here with Loz, getting you through till midday, and we're going to get into part 2 of our morning ramble.
Look, I really enjoyed the coffee. That was lovely.
I've still got a little bit left. I'm trying to savour it.
So I'm naughty. I had the chai, but I sort of go half good. I have the half strength, and I have oat milk.
Ugh.
Yeah. No, it's yummy. I love it. So
no, half strength. Like, come on.
No, you don't need it. You don't need, a chai latte is just full of sugar. Absolutely sweet.
But when you say half strength, are you talking about the caffeine?
No, I'm talking about the sugar. Chai lattes are usually like a powder, so they just put half as much powder in, not the full amount. And if you think about it, if it's like 2,000 kilojoules, it's only 1,000 if you put that in, so it's just a little bit better for you. A little bit better. You're being naughty, but it's a little bit better. Anyway.
I would never allow anyone to dictate my caffeine intake.
No, but that's caffeine.
But you're saying chai, caffeine,
I don't even think there is caffeine in chai.
Then why do you drink it?
Because it's the sugar. It's sweet. It's
so
yummy.
Have a Coke. Oh, my God. I can't with you.
No. It's nice. It's nice. There are a lot of people in town drinking chai. Lots of people I know drinking chai now.
I'm sure there are.
It's come up. And the choice is there for people to go half strength with it now.
I'm going to say something a little bit, it might set some people off.
Yeah, be careful here.
I feel like, I'm sure a lot of people drink chai now, right? But I feel like when chai first came out, people drank it just so they could say, I drink a chai latte.
I feel like people say that, but I've never liked coffee. So for me, I went from tea to chai because chai tea was how I started.
You can be the exception to the rule, but I feel like there are so many people who just wanted to drink, just to be trendy.
But it's quite funny because I used to like it. I like it. I do like it now. But when I started liking it, people were thinking I was being that way. I remember David Schwartz, the footballer, sort of turning his nose, oh, you drink your chai latte. Or anyway, even Rex Hunt and people like that would say to me, oh, because it was like snobby, why can't you just have like a normal cup of tea or a coffee or whatever? Right?
Agreed.
People turn their nose up at this stuff. But it was never, for me, it was never done for that reason. I just don't like coffee. And I do like tea, but I was drinking black tea back in the early 2000s, and that's how I got onto it. And then I started drinking the chais that you used to have. They were kind of like leafy chai, and so it was like a plungy thing, and you'd have it in, and sometimes they had honey to it, and then they brought out chai latte after that, and I was like, wow, this is the sweet stuff.
I just
but
feel
it's not
like
as good as the original chai
in my
tea.
brain, I clump chai lattes together with green juices. People drink them, but no one really likes them.
Oh no, I like it.
No one likes green juice, that's for sure.
I don't drink green juice. I can, but I don't.
I don't know. I just feel like, why? If you want to be healthy, just drink water.
Well, having said that, look, I do.
I drink a lot of water.
1.5 litres minimum every day.
Same. I drink a couple of litres of water today, but I have to so I can dilute my bloodstream from caffeine as the day goes on.
Well, you do need that because medically speaking, if you continue to do that, you're just going to be completely hyped.
I've got some dependency issues on caffeine,
Does caffeine cause blood pressure?
Probably.
I think it does.
Causes my blood pressure to remain low because then I can function.
Maybe.
Let's go
Maybe
with that.
Not.
So last night.
Yes, the cliffhanger. Let's get there.
Okay, so I went to the Suburban Footballer.
You did.
I really enjoyed it. But as I was saying, we know I don't leave the house.
Yeah, so you left the house.
Twice.
On a school night.
I did,
so
Tuesday.
You're just not going to go anywhere for the next month now.
Probably not. So I'm really excited about this. I don't know if anyone listening will be excited about it, but we'll see. I got a text message a couple of days ago from my cousin who said she was coming through town. I haven't seen her in ages.
Welcome, cuz.
Yep. So Laura is in town with her husband,
Laura and hubby.
Hamish, and her 3 beautiful girls.
Mr. Laura?
Yes, like Mr. Loz.
Yeah.
So I got to catch up with them before the Suburban Footballer, which was so much fun. And then I went to the Suburban Footballer. So I doubled up.
You could have taken them to that.
Well, there was no time. There was no plans. Like, it was a bit of a coming through Alice, and it all just kind of happened.
Probably no tickets.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really fun, though, the Suburban Footballer. And I don't usually go out on a weeknight, but it was really nice. Give
away your favourite joke that or whatever he said. What was his favourite line?
I don't actually think there's one appropriate thing I can say on the... It was.
But it's 15 plus. That's not naughty. 18 plus is naughty.
There is nothing that I can say.
Yeah, but you don't have to say the swear words.
Maybe it's because all the things that I'm remembering, like the things that's in my brain for me to repeat, that I thought were really funny, are all the things that I can't repeat.
The things you like were the things you didn't want to repeat because they're just below the belt.
Like, he put a big emphasis on, like, a big part of his show was on nicknames, like, on the footy field, like funny nicknames and stuff.
Davey or Bluey or something. I don't know.
Bluey was one. He's like, there's a Bluey in every. He said, there's a Bluey in every team.
I honestly haven't seen this guy, so there you go.
It was really funny though, because you know when you go to some type of show like that, they always will randomly do some
There's
audience.
got to be a Mick in every team too. There's always a Mick.
Yes.
Mick never gets any nickname.
And they'll
or Mickey.
they'll do a bit of like audience work, work in the crowd.
Oh, yeah,
so when we first walked in and picked where we were sitting, I strategically picked a table that I was.
So you went with Mr. Loz?
Yes.
Oh, good.
And other people. Mr.
Did he
Loz,
like it?
Yep. And I went with his parents and some friends and etc. So I picked a table.
Anyone I know?
Can I get through what I'm saying?
I did that on purpose to annoy you.
I know. So I picked a table strategically that you could get to the bar without standing up and impeding anyone's view.
Oh, that's nice.
And that wasn't in the front row because then we would get picked, by the comedian.
Yep.
Surprisingly, not surprisingly enough, Mr. Loz was still picked out of the crowd for the guy to talk to. And it was really funny because
this brings back memories.
There was so much he could have said, but he didn't. So they're talking about nicknames and the guy goes, like Tom Seagate goes, you look like, you pointed at Luke and goes, you look like you'd have a big nickname. It'd be like Big Fella, Diesel, rah, going through all this stuff. And then he's like, so do you have a nickname?
The machine.
And Luke's just like, nah, don't have one. And I'm like, I was happy he didn't engage because we know that kills me.
This is the other thing.
But then when the guy
last time either, he didn't engage last
because
time.
He knows
it frustrates me.
No, he knows my rules. I hate that at shows. Just let the guy move on. Don't have a conversation. I don't know why. It just makes me cringe.
I wish he did last time too.
No, so I didn't. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that. But then when the guy, like when Tom Seagate moved on, I'd kind of said to Luke after the show, I was like, he does have a rugby nickname. I was like, you could have gone, it would have been with the theme. Or I was like, Mr. Loz.
Mr. Loz.
And he's like, oh, I should have said that. But after the comedian moved on from him, the next person he goes, and then he goes, you look like, he pointed at someone else. He goes, you look like you'd have a nickname too. You'd be like a mix something or other.
Yeah.
And the guy he pointed at was my father-in-law, Mick.
Oh, that's a good moment.
Yeah. So it was really,
well, they call me Mick.
Yeah, it was actually a really good night. So
Isn't
I had
that funny?
a good time.
Because I've said Mick before. We're all thinking Mick.
I know.
There's a Mick in every team.
Which is why when you said it, I breezed on past because I knew we were going to come back to that.
Oh, isn't that good?
Yeah.
Isn't that good? See, you were thinking in advance. This is like preparation.
Sometimes it's really good.
Preparation on the run.
Yeah, I mean, and sometimes I can actually think about what I'm going to say before I'm going to say it because not every time, but every now and then I can get a sentence out without you diverting me.
Well, I like to divert sometimes, and I'm going to divert right now because we're talking about football and rugby, you mentioned. Tonight, State of Origin, and I had it down on my list of preparation in my mind because last time we didn't get to talk about it because I was a little bit nervous about, because I thought, it's not going to go to the decider if we lose, and we being the Maroons.
For those who have just tuned in, I'm Blues, you're Maroons.
Yeah, that's right. Because all Victorians are like Queenslanders. We end up retiring there.
I'm Victorian and I go for the Blues. So
I don't understand it.
You just keep your rules to yourself.
I don't understand it because just about every Victorian
What's
I've
so
ever
hard
met.
to understand? Blues are far superior.
And also Northern Territory people, they're close to Queensland, so they've got more of an affiliation with them than these people from Sydney.
It's
these
not
coffee-drinking Sydney people,
I don't
Chai latte drinking Sydney people.
When I think of the Blues, I do not think of Sydney. I think of like New South Wales, like rural New South Wales, which is where I spent a lot of time growing up.
Sydney, because
you're a Melburnian. So am I.
Sydney-centric. I mean, Sydney, even if you're in country New South Wales, it's still Sydney-centric. And I mean, that's the way the world works, In fact, what we don't like in Melbourne is half the TV comes out of Sydney and that sort of thing. So, I know, but I can imagine, like here, most of the TV comes out of Brisbane or Sydney.
Queensland, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the way it is. But look, Maroons tonight, they've got the big chance to come back. I know the New South Wales have had a few injury worries.
So have Queensland,
yes,
apparently.
Yes, they have too. So it should be a good game. I know that the players are very excited about it. They're all saying all the right things. So it's going to be the big decider. There'll be a lot of feeling in the game apparently tonight. There's going to be a bit of feeling, a bit of emotion.
I just don't want to make any comment because I feel like anything that I say right now about the game is going to somehow jinx the outcome.
Look, I'm obviously hoping that Maroons win. I don't know. Don't. I just don't know enough about the game, right, to say one way or the other who's the better team. I think the first win for New South Wales was much stronger than the win for Queensland. So I would say that on probabilities, on that alone, I think New South Wales will probably win.
No, you can't.
But I don't want that. And I don't want that.
Yeah, but why would you jinx us like that, Nigel?
Well,
On that note, we're going to songs. I don't want to talk to you anymore. We've got Hot Toddy Ray on the way with Tonight.